President Biden outmaneuvering Donald Trump in a big way, as Donald Trump is posting on his social media platform things like this. Who made this coin? Donald Trump threatening tariffs on the European Union. You must purchase oil from America or else tariffs all the way! Exclamation point. Donald Trump threatening a government shutdown unless the continuing resolution included an extension of the debt ceiling debate until 2029 or 2027, and then quickly folding. So while Trump's posting all of that, what's President Biden doing? He's working methodically to get you-know-what done. Here's what the Senate Judiciary Committee announced. We just beat Donald Trump's confirmation record. Our 235 judges confirmed under President Biden are diverse, fair, qualified, and will be a front line of defense on attacks against our democracy. That's right. President Biden appointed 235 federal judges who are all prepared right now, ready, willing, and able to stop Donald Trump's agenda that threatens our democracy. The Senate Judiciary Committee announced earlier as well. Breaking, Senate Democrats just confirmed the 235th lifetime judge under Biden. That surpasses the amount of judge that Donald Trump appointed. Chuck Schumer posts the following: 235 judges with experience as consumer protection lawyers, labor lawyers, voting rights experts, civil rights lawyers, federal prosecutors, public defenders, teachers, mentors, scholars, great Americans from every walk of life and practice. And get this, of those judges, about 60% of them are people of color. That's a historic record for the most judges of color appointed by any president in a single term, and it's not even close. One other thing to point out as well. You know how the MAGA Republican agenda was to basically destroy the ability of federal agencies to do work? They had the Supreme Court, their right-wing Supreme Court, overturn something called the Chevron doctrine, or sometimes referred to as Chevron deference, where federal courts defer, hence the word deference, to the agency's decision-making in areas that are unique to the agency. So, for example, the National Labor Relations Board, federal courts say, unless what the NLRB is doing is arbitrary and capricious and without any kind of basis tethered to the legislation that enabled it, we're not even going to second guess it. Or you could think about other agencies as well, the SEC, other agencies as well, the EPA, for example, or the HHS, Health and Human Services, for example, right? If RFK Jr. wants to impose some sort of crazy anti-vax agenda, in the past you had Chevron deference where federal courts would say, we have to defer to the agency. But MAGAs knocked out Chevron deference because they wanted to undermine Biden. But now, with Biden appointing 235 federal judges, these federal judges go, we don't have to defer to the agencies no more. We're the captain of the ships right now. We're taking over the ship right now, and we're doing a nationwide injunction blocking what you are doing. We're going to see a lot of that happening. Let's go to Senator Dick Durbin, who chairs the Judiciary Committee in the Senate. And here Senator Durbin talks about beating Donald Trump's judicial confirmation total while Trump was sleeping and posting, all of those things. Play this clip.
Joe Biden took a special interest in this. Every time I've seen him in the last 4 years, he's always brought up the Judiciary Committee and the judges first and foremost. It's on his mind because it's part of his life experience as well, and he knows the challenge in filling these vacancies.
Here's Senator Durbin again. Let's play it.
Our job to not only find the best people, and every single one of them was reviewed and found qualified or well qualified by the American Bar Association. In the previous 4 years under President Trump's first term, that was not the case, but it is the case under President Joe Biden. Their qualifications are beyond any question just what we need on the bench today.
Here's Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar. Here's what she's got to say.
Not just the number of 235, which is kind of incredible given everything we were facing the last 2 years, but it's the quality of these judges. And as my colleagues mentioned, it's important that we have people from different backgrounds that become judges, just like the people from this country.
Here's Democratic Senator Blumenthal. Here's what he's got to say.
And that quarter of the entire federal bench that's just been nominated and confirmed is going to be a significant protection for our civil rights and civil liberties to preserve our democracy.
Here's Democratic Senator Padilla. Here's what he's got to say.
Out to join the chorus here in celebrating this historic milestone of 235. And I'm so proud that California did its part, not just over the course of the last 4 years, but even just over the course of the last 2 weeks. The 4 final confirmations to the federal bench under the Biden-Harris administration were Californians. In fact, California, over the last 4 years, we confirmed 35 federal judges. And it has been said, a couple of things. First, a big thank you to Leader Schumer for his not just commitment to floor time for these judges, but at the risk of getting into too much detail, the first 2 years balancing a 50-50 Senate, and these last 2 years a 51-49 Senate.
Here's Democratic Senator Welch. Here's what he's got to say.
You know, the question is, why is this important? The rule of law, which we used to take for granted, is under enormous stress and is really threatened. And the importance of what we did is that we have 235 jurists who are committed to the rule of law. And that includes a respect for judicial restraint, a respect for the proper role of the legislative branch, and a willingness to step in when there's overreach, either by the legislature or the executive.
Let me share this with you as well. This is a great TikTok talking about how many black judges Donald Trump appointed versus how many black judges President Biden appointed. Let me give you a hint. Donald Trump, none. Pretty much no one. On the other hand, President Biden appointing the most ever. Here, watch this.
Old Joe just pulled the Hail Mary. 61 black judges appointed, 39 being black women. Folks was telling Joe Biden, do something, Joe. Joe did something. You gotta respect the game. You gotta respect the game, because nobody on planet Earth expected this from Joe Biden. To the point that Trump is out here tweeting, we gotta stop this, guys. We gotta stop it. You wanted folks to get them black jobs. Folks got them black jobs. This is probably one of the most historical things that has happened in order to protect democracy in this country in a long, long time. And these are not just random judges. These are people who has been in the field and who has been doing the work for a very long time. So, you know, at the end of the day, I have never been the biggest fan of Joe Biden, but this right here, yo, you gotta love it. I love this for Donald Trump. I love this for the guy. I love this for him.
So while all of that's going on, you've got Donald Trump making posts like this. Everybody wants to be my friend. Everybody wants to be my friend. Or as he's meeting with Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, or he's making posts like this, fat shaming Chris Christie, the former governor of New Jersey and Republican, or Donald Trump's making posts like this of like random MAGA supporters who are now tattooing Trump's name on their arms. Okay. When I had the opportunity to interview President Biden this past week, I hope you've seen the full interview. It's on our YouTube page right now. Make sure you watch the full interview. But I asked him, so what do you want your legacy to be, President Biden? Watch, play the clip.
When history is all told, how do you want to be remembered? What do you want your legacy to be?
I kept my word that when I said I was going to do something, I did. And that my focus has always been about how to give ordinary people a shot. You probably heard me say it before. My dad used to say, Joey, your job's about a lot more than a paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. It's about being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay, and mean it. It's about being able to be yourself and focus on people who need some help. And the vast majority of the American people, all they want is a chance, just a chance, and they'll do fine.
You see hope?
I do. I am hopeful.
I kept my word. I kept my word. I didn't lie. I didn't do accordion hands. I kept my word. And here's what President Biden says to Americans who are nervous. Play this clip.
What do you say to Americans who are understandably very nervous right now, who didn't vote for the other guy, who are fearful of the threats, the rhetoric, the idea of retribution? What do you say to them who are looking at you, who admired your work? And what do you say to them right now who are watching?
We've got to stay involved. We've got to keep fighting. We've got to make clear we're not going away. We're not going away. I'm not going away. I'm going to be deeply involved in the environmental movement, deeply involved in foreign policy, deeply involved in all the things I've been involved in before.
Stay involved. And one of the ways we know President Biden isn't going anywhere and how we know he's going to stay involved is through those judges who he appointed right now. The most diverse, qualified group of judges ever. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Will you help us get to 4 million subscribers together? Thanks and have a great one.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.